That's Deborah over there, Robin.
Yeah, I see that.
It's my daughter. She's here for, you take your daughter to...
Work day.
She told me she was real excited about it. She says anything's better than going to school. See, my parents never would have let me go to take your daughter to work day, because first of all, I was a boy.
Right, that would be the first drawback.
My old man took me to work once a year, and all he did was yell at me.
Because you got that. You know, you guys got... I thought your father started Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
Yeah.
Take Ellen to work.
No, he never took Ellen to work.
She went into the studio, didn't she?
No, that was the family day where he would yell at us while he recorded us.
So you would go on separate visits with him?
Yeah, he would take me. Because I wanted to, go and watch all the guys record cartoons and stuff. Yeah. Because my dad had a recording studio where they recorded Tennessee Tuxedo and King Leonardo cartoons, which were really crappy cartoons.
Yeah, not the good ones.
They weren't even the good ones. But you see, like, cool guys standing. It was cool. They had a big studio, and there'd be 5 microphones, and they'd have a little thing in between each guy, like a little wall.
A gobo.
A gobo? Is that what that's called?
Right, friend?
What, that little wall they put up between you is called a gobo?
They're kind of like temporary walls.
Yeah, you put up a temporary wall. They'd sit on stools, and like Larry Storch and Don Adams and Alan Swift.
See each other?
Because they could. They could if they wanted to, but they had to keep their sound separate.
Sound from bouncing, yeah.
So my dad would throw me in a room with those guys and go, "Here, sit there, watch this, and shut up. And if you make a noise, I'm going to throw you out of here."
So you'd be actually in the recording studio?
Yeah, well, I'd be behind the glass with the engineer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That had to be pretty exciting, though.
It was so goddamn exciting, I was willing to put up with his yelling. It had to be real exciting. And then it was cool, because he'd always bring me around Easter, and they'd have these huge, elaborate spreads of food, and I thought my old man every day got that. I don't get this every day. I usually just have salmon on a slice of bread. What do you think? I have this every day? What do you think? It's a party here? You go home and tell your mother we're having a party? It's no party.
Oh, you got him in trouble.
Oy vey. The fun part was taking the car ride in with him and yell at me in there. Actually wouldn't talk to me, the car ride.
No?
Then we get on the subway.
Talk in the car.
He doesn't like to talk anywhere.
Oh.
And then we get on the subway. See how good you got it, Deborah? So then we get on the subway, and that's where he'd buy his newspaper.
Yeah.
And he would just sit on the subway and read the newspaper while I sat next to him.
Oh.
And then then finally I would just sit there. I'd say, "Dad, I have nothing to do." He'd go, "You want to read the paper?" So I'd say, "Yeah, let me read the paper." So he'd give me a hunk of the New York Times. Then he'd yell at me because I didn't know how to fold the paper properly. You don't sit there and open up the whole New York Times.
Now, in the train, were there other people?
Oh, yeah.
And did he yell like he yells on the tape?
No, he'd yell quick, "You're not folding the paper correctly." I go, "Dad, I don't know how to do it." He goes, "Here's, I'll show it to you." They're like origami. The guy would start folding paper, Look like a butterfly. He could fold it into one little tiny square.
Right. I've seen those guys.
I'd be
like, well, can't this guy lighten up? Oh, how much brains do you need to fold a newspaper? Obviously none. Obviously you needed some.
Because you couldn't do it.
Yeah. I felt real good about myself when I finally get to work. I wanted to jump out the window.
I'm happy now. So why would you ask to go?
Because I was a masochist. There's something wrong with me. Because I always thought I'd get in his favor. Somehow I would win him over. Yeah. That somehow he'd recognize that I was a human being if I just hung with him.
Okay.
So then, then he'd start to fold the paper, and then I'd fold it wrong. Then he'd grab the paper back from me and tell me I couldn't read it. I didn't read it right.
You never even get the paper.
No, I never earned it.
Because I thought maybe you'd get it into that little square, but you had to keep reading the same things over and over because you couldn't get it out.
No, I couldn't even fold it. And did you know to this? Because then I'd unfold it to go to another page, and that would be a disaster. And then he'd get upset because he'd have to fold it again for me, so he just took it back. You know, to this day, I can't read the New York Times.
Oh, stop.
I can't. It's too traumatizing.
Horrible memory.
It is. I look at that paper, I want to throw up.
Shut up.
Yes, Daddy. Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Shut up.
Yes.
Shut up.
All right, it's much too painful. You see how good you have it? Kid has it so good.
Oh, I wonder what her stories are.
Oh, she's got plenty of stories. I'm sure she's building a case against me, so when she gets her radio show, she can blast away. Promise me, Deborah, you'll never blast away at me.
I promise.
What a good kid. Beautiful child. Love this kid. I do. I'm a great father.
What, are you trying to buy favor?
I just don't want her bad-mouthing me on the radio when I'm dead. She'll probably get tapes of me. Do you have any stories like that about me? No. I'm great, right?
Yeah, you're wonderful.
I am wonderful. I really am wonderful.
Oh. Now, don't
The kid will
pat
tell you.
yourself on the back too much. It's okay when she says it.
I mean, like, I bust her balls a little bit. Because, you got it because you're a parent.
That's part of the job.
Yeah, I mean, I tell her to go to bed.
Is that right?
And she wishes she listened to me because now she's dragging her ass because she went to bed at 11 o'clock, right?
You are up now and you went to bed at 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's so tired. Take your daughter to work days. She's like, well, yeah, I don't want to go to school, but I don't want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning either. See, I like when my kids see what I do for a living because then they walk around. They appreciate when I come home why I'm so ragged out.
Yeah, and how long does it last?
Not long. You got your cell phone with you?
No.
No?
It's only Emily.
Oh, really? Yeah, but that's right. She's got a portable.
Well, you know that there was a run on cell phones in
Really?
Colorado, I think, yesterday.
Why?
Yeah, because everybody wanted now their kids to have these cell phones since the shooting at the school.
Yes, hey, Mom, I'm getting shot. Just wanted to call and say goodbye. They talked because I read in the paper today, every school had to have, rap sessions.
Oh, really?
See, when I went to school, there was no rap session.
No, even if something happened, there was no counselor coming in.
When I went to school, all the black guys would get together, choke me until I passed out, and then throw garbage cans on my head. And then I didn't get in a trench coat and kill them. I went to my next class. I never thought to kill anybody.
Like a man.
I should have gotten a pipe bomb and blown up the whole school. Yeah. Trench coat mafia forever. I should have been like...
They did wear the trench coats even in the summer.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They must have smelled like, I always feel bad for Hasidim. They always got to wear heavy coats in the summer. That's a lot to go through for religion.
Yeah, that's really commitment.
How come they're not shooting?
So,
Those coats were all year round.
yeah. Unbelievable.
Howard, did you ever see another side of your father? Did your mother and father ever have, cocktail parties? Or people
Oh, they had parties, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they had parties, all right.
joyous at all? Or?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, he was joyous sometimes. Around other adults.
Get away.
Now, my father's a joyous guy sometimes. You just got to catch him at the right time.
Yeah, when it's like an eclipse.
It's like Halley's Comet. It happens once every 75
A
years.
hummingbird without its wings moving.
And my mom was always real pleasant because she was having such a party with him.
That was a fun time.
Yeah, we couldn't wait for Dad to get home.
And you look at one of those kids from Colorado. One of them lived in like $1 million home out there in the
What's up with that?
and drove a BMW to school.
Hey, Deborah.
He couldn't get girls.
Oh.
Never embarrass me by shooting up all your classmates. I just want to go on record saying that. And tell your sisters that, too.
Yeah, because, the parents are holed up in the house.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on. And, right away, now the kids are dead, so who are they going to blame? The parents.
Right, of course. Everybody's wondering about them.
And if my kids go out and shoot everybody, then they're going to come over to me.
What are you going to say?
They're going to say, man, you were a crappy father. I'm going, you know what? I thought I did a good job. I don't know. I told the kids to leave their guns in the room.
What's up with that?
Yeah, no bringing your gun to school. You don't have any... Seriously, did you have, an announcement made in school?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Did you talk about it?
Yeah, every 2 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it annoying?
Yeah.
How'd they break the news? Did you already know about it, or did they break the news to you?
I knew about it.
Oh. So what happens? The principal says some stuff or something?
Yeah.
They have a big meeting?
Was it an assembly?
No, it was in every single class. They talked about it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, please don't shoot me was what
What did they say?
started.
I don't know.
You don't know. I like that. I like that you don't know. Teachers think they're doing such a good job. We're going to have a big rap session, kids, about the shooting.
Hey, kids?
Yeah, and it's like, well, hey, Deborah, what'd you learn? I don't know.
What'd they say?
Who knows what they said? I zoned out. If they're not going to test me on it, I don't need to pay attention.
This isn't on my mindset.
Yeah, it's not exactly something I need to know. It's not relevant.
This isn't pop quiz material.
I would just say to the teacher, hey, what are the odds of the kids here shooting me? You know what I mean? Very few, very slim.
Could we frisk everybody in the class?
It'd be funny if the principal came dressed in his Wyatt Earp.
Or in a flak jacket.
He had fatigues on and stuff.
Cowboy music.
Yeah. You got anything like a mafia in your class? Trench coat mafia?
Not that I know about.
Right.
Stay away from them.
Yeah, I see what my daughter wears to school. She doesn't wear sunglasses and trench coat. Dyeing her hair black. I see that, man, right to the street, that's all.
Yeah.
What is it, Baba Boohai?
Did you hear about the kids that got arrested in Denver yesterday?
Which kids?
The ones that showed up to the high school wearing black trench coats and masks, but they were just kidding around.
Oh, yeah. Where was that? In Jersey? In Denver.
Yeah.
They're kidding around.
Yeah, they're kidding around. Smart.
Who's writing for that?
Yeah, who wrote that bit? I used to have that look. I always wore shades and trench coat. Not in high school, but recently.
Yeah.
I dropped the trench coat. Now I wear a leather driving jacket. So, like, all right, let me take a break, and we'll find out what happened. Deborah seems to know what's going on more than I do. You should have come tomorrow. Julia Roberts is going to be here.
I know.
Yeah, but you know what? It would have been tough to interview her with you here, because I want to ask her, adult stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what's adult stuff?
SEX.
Oh.
I want my daughter knowing about that. She needs to know about that when she's 50.
That's right. Better she be in classrooms where they're talking about the trench coat.
Yeah, I don't mind them talking about that. No SEX. All right, anyway, where was I? Oh, hey, Melrose has tape of Rosie O'Donnell crying.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah. And blaming Jerry Springer.
So we can have Rosie talk to us about the trench coat mafia.
Yeah, you know what? Since we don't seem to have learned anything from this, because the whole thing on the news last night was like, well, what have we learned?
Yeah.
So far, I haven't learned anything except a bunch of psycho kids got together and shot up a school.
But if you read the accounts, everybody knew that these kids had problems.
Yeah, now they know.
Everybody could see them fighting in the halls every day with the jocks. And the teachers knew about it. Everybody knew about it. People just kept walking.
See, if I had blown up my high school, everyone would have said, yeah, he was the only white kid.
He was isolated.
He was in a poor neighborhood. He got the crap beat out of him every day.
Right.
With chains and everything. And he blew.
I even saw him being choked one day.
My shop teacher, they would have interviewed him. Yeah, I saw him being choked till he passed out. Oh, you did? So why didn't you do something?
I guess I should have done something.
Because I didn't want to get choked.
Nobody ever thought he'd get killed or go crazy like that.
I'm surprised I never thought of it.
The lesson's supposed to be that you're supposed to be nice to every single person.
Well, that was the best, because they had this, church service out there the other day, and the minister said, I want everyone to turn to the person sitting next to them, hug them, and say, I want to stop the violence.
Oh, please.
I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah. And wait till everyone gets out of the church and starts bad-mouthing each other.
Back to heckling.
I had to hug that smelly bastard. Yeah. What are we going to say after Fred shoots up this place? I'm shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Like a ticking time bomb.
Exactly.
It took longer than I thought.
All right, we'll get to Melrose and his tape of Rosie O'Donnell crying in a second. Yeah, baby. Howard Stern.
Howard Stern, the self-professed king of all media, now has the #1 morning radio show in Cleveland. In the 18 months he's been on the air here, Stern has lifted WNCX-FM from 10th to 1st in the morning.
Stern said he'd beat the local competition, and today he did. It was announced at a party this morning at WNCX Studios that according to the Winter Arbitron radio ratings just released, Stern is #1 during Cleveland's morning drive time, finally edging out WMJI-FM's Lanigan and Webster. The ever-confident Stern says now that he's #1, he'll be paying Cleveland a long-promised visit.
I've declared myself a genius since none of you will. And we will come to your city, your fair city, the armpit of the Midwest.
I've never been to Cleveland.
Oh, we're going to be there. And we will throw a funeral for our competition and escape from my family for the weekend.
Okay, well, before Stern took over the mornings at WNCX, the station was ranked 13th during that time slot.
We call our city.
Yeah, and that's not all. Hey, a woman who sold her underpants on the internet will be... you might have to leave the room for that discussion, but who sells used underwear on the internet, she's going to be talking to us. Evidently, there's a lot of money in this. I know Jackie's thinking of selling his underpants, but I don't think it works for guys.
The Howard Stern Show. 92.3 K-Rock. Rock Radio. K-Rock. Stuttering John with the well-informed and sensitive Roger Daltrey.
Where were you when you heard the death of Sam Kinison? What? I'm deaf. I used to be in a rock and roll band. And I said, where were you when you heard the Long time ago. I did that to Sam Kinison. Like when you had the death of Sam Kinison.
Who's he? Good way to stay in touch with the world, Roger. You're listening to the man who always stays in touch with his laugh, Howard Stern.
Get down with your bad stuff.
All right.
You know what? Maybe Deborah should just take off her headphones and watch it. Listen to this show.
Yeah, you know, everything that is said on the show, I feel like I should tell my daughter, this is a really... Who invented take your daughter to work day? I love being with my daughter, but I should have taken her to somebody else's work. You know, even the...
Just now, that announcement just...
I know, it's embarrassing to me.
You don't realize.
Yeah, Daddy didn't realize everything I say. Hopefully she doesn't even understand what's going on, but she does. She's a smart kid.
Yeah, how's she not going to...
Yeah. I don't like this. Because you never listen to the show, do you?
No.
Right. She listens to like Z100 and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, PLJ, that kind of crap.
And I was just thinking, all the stuff we do, kids don't do it. This is how your classmates wind up shooting you.
Right.
Because I'm just listening to that Roger Daltrey.
Yeah.
With every guy where they're goofing on him relentlessly.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
John was just telling me how he's like never bringing his daughter to work.
I know, it's really weird. Is it weird for you? You don't care.
No.
You know everything Daddy does. Daddy's nuts. No, I give her a lecture in the car about how everything you hear on the show is an act, and that she knows the real me.
Okay. She's the one. She knows the
I don't know. It's a dumb show. See, Deborah, I'm just trying to make people laugh in their cars, that's all. You know that.
I know.
My intentions are good. My kids seem to be proud of me.
Okay.
You know, which is good.
You know, you just let out that huge burp while you're reading the commercial. I'm like, no, he doesn't do that at home.
I do, actually. The kids yell at me for farting.
Are you kidding?
Oh, right?
Is that true?
Daddy's wind is nasty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure is.
She didn't want to hear that.
What are you doing? You taking off your headphones? Why? Well, the fart noise? Yeah. See, she's like a lady. Take your kids away. They might take my kids away after this show.
That's right. Nobody knew you had children.
Yeah, I try to keep it on the DL. Well, anyway, it is take your daughter to work day,
and you did it.
And I did it. And I'm glad I did it. Because John comes in and he wants to tell me about the internet. He goes, is it okay if I tell you things in front of Deborah? So I said, well, yeah, but use your head, idiot.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, don't use foul language and don't talk how we normally talk. So he goes, well, there's...
He can't talk.
He goes, there's a young lady on the phone who wants to show you things on the internet.
No.
So I figured out it's some woman's got
in front of a computer.
She's in front of her computer on a camera and she wants to be nude for me. And I have my kids here. I go, John, get out of here, you dodo head.
Sorry.
Was that inappropriate?
Let me just find out what this is. Rachel?
Yes, Howard.
And my kid's here, so watch yourself.
I understand.
Yeah. A different kind of show today.
This is a family show.
The family show today.
This doesn't necessarily have to get too dirty, but it could.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't need my daughter knowing about stuff like, knowing about tramps like you. These are bad girls, Deborah. These are girls right. These are girls you don't want to be
That's right. I'm very naughty.
These are girls that men don't respect.
Exactly.
Right. These are girls who are not upstanding citizens. Who
Right.
They have no religion.
They never did their homework.
They don't believe in God.
Yeah, that's right.
They're heathens.
They never even graduated high school.
Explain to my daughter what a slut is and why she shouldn't be one.
Let alone my BS in math science. But
you have a BS in math science?
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk to the kid.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm really stupid. So, okay.
Right, but explain to my daughter that it's wrong what you do.
Well,
what do you do?
She gets naked on the internet.
I'm on the internet. I danced for the last 5 years, and now I'm going to the internet.
With a BS in math science, you were a dancer?
Try to make something of your life, young lady. Honest to God.
Well,
I mean, why would somebody show their body to other people for money?
With a BS.
With a BS, when you have so much going on for you, you know, as a human being, you should respect yourself.
Right, I understand that, but I can sleep.
Right, Deborah?
Yes.
Right.
I can sleep until whenever I want.
Well, don't tell my kids that.
And it's...
You must be supporting a drug habit, are you?
No.
Well, I can't believe you would do that.
Stock market habit.
All right, well, okay, listen. I tell you what, I'll figure out how to get on your website and I'll get back to you.
Okay, well, you know, you can talk to me right through the website. So if you get on, you can just talk to me.
Hey, John, come in here and get me on there. I want to see what's going on.
Okay, go. Did you talk to John about how to get on there?
Yeah, well, he's got to get me in there with the password and everything.
Okay, well, first just go to www.
No, but wait, if you give that out, you'll block us out.
Okay, I won't give it out.
You give it out at the end.
Okay.
Let me see. What do you do? So how much does a guy got to pay to see, like, what is it? We could talk to you?
You can talk to me. What's neat is, unless I'm nude or, you know, whatever. If I'm nude, you have to pay, but until then, it's free. So you can just sit and talk to me for free.
Really?
Yeah, that's what's cool about this website.
All right, let me see what you look. Oh, that's her?
How long have you been doing this?
Well, that's Rachel, huh?
Yeah, that's me. Then
you're disgraceful.
I am, aren't I?
Get that off the TV screen, you morons. I got a TV crew back there. They're as dopey as John.
I'm very bad.
All right. Deborah, I'm going to look at this because I want to yell at this woman, all right? I have no interest in her.
I got you free time, too.
You did?
Yeah,
you disgust me.
As a gift.
She got me free time.
Yeah, I mean, it's free.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm so excited to be here. Isn't technology great?
No, don't go in there. Don't go in there.
All right.
Get out of there. And you want to click on my face.
Honey, watch what you say, will you? I did click on your face. All right, I'm on your face. I clicked on your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and here.
And then you come to a user password thing?
Yeah, okay. John, just give me the words. You're so silly. What?
He's got to whisper now.
I can't hear you. I got headphones on, right? He's pointing it on the sheet of paper.
Still have to whisper.
What? I can't read your hand. Oh, okay. Is that my user ID? Yeah. You know your breath stinks?
Oh,
it's early.
But it's early. It gets worse as they...
You really read, John. Okay, what is this?
He writes worse than he talks.
What's the password?
He's got to whisper.
What? Just kiss him. With the? All right. Smell. How do women like men? Like king.
You think every guy smells like John?
I don't know.
Why do you guys think I'm on the internet?
He was... I don't blame you. All right, wait a minute. Let me take a quick look here.
Okay.
Welcome. You are currently chatting with Rachel.
Yes, and my picture should show up any minute now.
Whoa. There you are.
You see me?
Wait a second. Hold on. I got to pull down the... Jackie? Uncle Jackie?
Deborah, guys really aren't interested.
How do you pull this down, John?
Not at all, Robin.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just the whole studio just ran over to the computer.
This is what the computer's... How do you...
If you move, you should be an arrow.
There's no arrow to pull down her picture. Wait, let me see. Oh, yeah. Hi, honey.
You see me?
Yeah, I see you. What are you wearing, a cocktail dress?
No, I'm wearing an outfit I used to dance in.
Oh, I thought you were... undressed.
Get rid of the stuff on the bottom.
How do you get rid of the stuff on the bottom? I can't pull down the screen.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Am I right, Jackie?
Does it say private on the bottom?
No.
It should lock and be able to be...
I know. I can't drag the screen down. I can't really see you. This thing sucks.
No, it doesn't.
I can't see you. I mean, it's really good. Oh, here it is. This goes up. Wait, maybe I can do this. Hold on, honey. No,
okay.
It doesn't.
Well, go to view and get rid of some of this garbage.
All right, view, show. Horizontal. I don't know. I can't really see you that good.
It's very entertaining.
Well, it is to us. Maybe you guys can't see it. So, honey, what do you do? I mean, like, do you take off your cocktail dress?
Well, yeah, I take off everything. You can go in there and just talk free.
Yeah.
And then if you want to see me naked, you either go into private chat, or there's another. I can go into nude chat, which is cheaper. Private is one-on-one. So I got you time for that if you want to ever go in there and go private with me.
Well, I'm going to say something in front of my daughter right now. I find this disgraceful.
So why are you spending so much time on this?
I think the Internet should be used for educational purposes.
I am educating.
Yeah.
You know what else, Don?
What?
She's kind of old. She should have brought her daughter to work.
Where's your daughter, honey? Hey, how old are you?
I'm 28.
You're 28?
Oh, yeah.
Please. On the moon.
I am.
Well, I'm going to tell
Can
you
you
something.
see me then?
Yeah, we could see a little bit.
Well, then you must not be seeing me that well.
You're 28 in dog years. You're not 28, are you?
Yes, I am.
Really?
That's Joan Rivers.
Tell the truth. Joan Rivers.
Oh, my goodness. Is this how Joan is moonlighting?
Clicked on the picture, you think it would bring it up?
I clicked on the picture? Let me see. I'll try. I don't know. This is pretty cool, I guess. And then
Very cool.
And then you got to do whatever the guy says?
Well,
all right.
You know, within reason.
Well, I don't know why men would do this.
It's horrible.
It's a terrible thing.
How much does it cost?
Well, it depends on how you buy the time. It's anywhere from $5 a minute, which is private one-on-one, to 66 cents a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So it can get downright cheap if you buy it in large blocks.
Oh, yeah, that's real cheap.
And
Yeah.
how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for about a month.
Uh-huh.
I would tell you to take off your clothes, but I think it's disgraceful.
Well, I can't take off my clothes unless you push the private button.
Well, I don't want to see it. I am not interested in that kind of thing. Thank you.
I'm sure you're not.
All right, thank you, Rich. Well, go ahead, give out your website. I've
seen enough.
All right, it's www.camgirlslive.com.
All right, honey.
All right, Howard.
You can see this. You can see this broad. She's sitting there in like a sexy outfit.
She's right there, huh?
Yeah, you can actually see her. And like you didn't have to download any special stuff.
Right, it's just right on there.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Well, I hope to see you in private sometime.
Well, you won't because I have a family and I'm not interested. Thank you. See, when Daddy goes to work, Deborah, these women call in and they have these bizarre thoughts about sexuality, and I don't know where they get such a thing. Right, Robin?
Right.
How am I going to do this show today?
I told you. I don't even know you're going to do that interview.
Yeah, hi, Mike. You're on the air.
Hello, Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a black guy, and I'm 17, I'm young. What would you think about your daughter dating a black guy?
What?
What's your thoughts about your daughter dating a black guy?
We're all brothers, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Or what about
keeps her
black
in a...
salami from a black guy?
What?
Keeps
What
her
about
in a
your daughter
closet.
getting Ram in the 30s?
Oh, come on. I got my kid here, you stupid...
He said he's 17, he's 35.
35-year-old man. No, we got disconnected.
Oh, that's a shame.
Deborah, as you know, your father believes that all men are equal. I'm like Abraham Lincoln at home.
He writes on envelopes.
Yeah. I think that marrying a black man is fine. Of course, there'd be certain... sometimes you go to certain neighborhoods and people might ridicule you. Society sometimes looks down on this kind of thing. There are certain people who don't understand it, and probably be a difficult life.
A difficult life?
Yes.
Oh,
because you know how people are. Some horrible people.
What, are you trying to talk her out of it already?
Not at all. You know how some people are. They cast aspersions.
Jackie, I think you could add a few more names.
Yeah. I got a feeling we're not going to be going to any phone calls today.
It's okay.
Yeah. But, no, what I'm saying is that black people, Chinese people, doesn't matter what you marry. Of course, the in-laws would come over, your future in-laws come over the house.
You'd be very welcoming.
I would be welcoming to them.
Hello.
Hello there. Hello there, Howard.
Oh, dear.
Fred, isn't it time for more commercials?
Yeah, today you want to get the commercials.
Yeah, how did I get through this last year?
How did
I don't remember.
I think I went home early. No, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't. All right, you want to go to Melrose Larry Green?
You think that's safe?
Yeah, don't listen to this nutcase either. Hey, Melrose.
Good morning, Howard.
How are you?
Good morning, everybody else, and Deborah.
Yes.
Hello.
How are you?
This is Uncle Melrose Larry.
Uncle Melrose. Crazy Uncle Melrose.
What was that, Fred?
He was a trench coat, too, but for different reasons.
He's in the trench coat mafia.
He really is.
You mean kids actually went to school today dressed in trench coat and sunglasses? Or yesterday?
Gary said they did it yesterday.
Really?
In Colorado.
As a goof.
Yeah, anywhere in Colorado is a good thing.
Yeah, anyway, so you got the tape?
Now, listen, this is a long thing. It's over 4 minutes long.
We need to be lectured.
Yeah.
Now, I broke it down.
Yeah, you know what? Rosie O'Donnell knows so much about life. She's such an honest and open person, and she's so wholesome.
She cares so much.
She cares so much about us that we should listen to what she says. I like you to blame Jerry Springer for the shootings.
Now, what it is, Howard, there's like 5 different segments in this thing.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking of doing is playing like 30 seconds and let you comment.
Okay, that's good. I think you're thinking clearly.
Okay, because basically this is so scripted what she did. It's obvious right at 4 minutes.
You don't like Rosie O'Donnell, do you, Deborah?
I don't know.
You don't even watch it, right?
No.
Yeah, good. You watch Jerry Springer?
Sometimes when I'm sick.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
No. It's just entertainment.
Did you ever, think that you wanted to kill people after you watched it?
No.
No, so there you go. There goes Rosie O'Donnell. Proof positive.
We just did a survey.
Every adult thinks young people are idiots and that they don't know what they're doing when they watch TV.
Well, immediately it becomes the attack on the video games. They started looking at everything these kids did.
Yeah.
They said, all right, this video game is bad. This movie is bad.
I had to turn off the news last night because everything's bad that I'm into. You know?
You should be shooting people.
I know I should. But my background, forget about it. It's a miracle I don't shoot anybody. Speaking of shooting people, Mary Jo Buttafuoco will be here tomorrow.
People shot.
Yeah. And Julia Roberts, who hasn't been shot as far as I know. All right. All right, go ahead, Melrose. Let's enjoy this tape. This is Rosie O'Donnell, going into a tizzy yesterday.
And then when we get done, I have a story about Anna Heche and Ellen.
Anne Heche.
Oh, Anne Heche.
Right, go ahead.
Last night.
All right.
I'll save that till. I'll go to the tape.
Today.
I have no idea. Shocking.
Unbelievable. As everybody knows, the tragedy that happened in Colorado yesterday. So upsetting. It's going to be hard for me to talk about it now. I'm going to probably cry.
All right.
Well, the live show is so hard.
I know.
It's just that, we have to, as a country, do something about the guns. We have to. And I think that the mothers in this nation are going to be the ones to lead the movement about getting guns out of the house where children are.
What?
If you're a mother and you have a child, today, take the gun in your house.
Yeah, but that's it. I'm taking your guns away. That's it. No more guns.
These kids have an arsenal. This is not about,
guns. Most adults, I don't know what the statistics are, have guns in the house for protection and for, go out and kill some food, feed their families.
Food.
And, this Rosie, I was going to call her something else, but my daughter is here. This Rosie. Imagine being such a simple mind to think that, you'll take away guns from honest citizens.
Got their parents' gun and went and shot up the school. That wasn't what happened here.
These kids went out and made pipe bombs from the Internet.
Right.
And believe me, if they didn't do it from the Internet, they would have found out from somebody else.
And they had, the kind of munitions that they give to soldiers.
Yeah. Rosie's, it's up to the moms.
Right, yeah. Take that little 6-shooter you've got.
And wait till she goes into that berserk argument about Jerry Springer, because you know what? She's going to start screaming about how, 8-year-olds are watching Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
How about the parents turn off the TV when the 8-year-old's watching Jerry Springer? You know why?
Sending them to school.
Well, Rosie doesn't know about that because she didn't have a mother. She probably sat home and watched Jerry Springer. That nut job. Go ahead.
Howard?
Yeah.
Also, at this point, she's wiping her eyes a few times.
Yeah.
And that very strange band leader is assisting her in this conversation.
Right,
yeah, you know what? I would frisk him. That band leader is the strangest human being I've ever seen. What's his name?
It's John.
John Kishmir and Tokasaran? Because I think I know him. All right, go ahead.
Okay, and now she starts defending the killers a little bit.
All right, good. She's defending the killers.
Oh, wonderful.
That's good.
Because they're all of our children. Let's go to the tape.
No, they're not.
Well, of course they're not.
You're not my child, Melrose, that's for sure.
Okay.
You are 43 times more likely to be the victim of gun violence. The only thing worse than being a parent of one of the murdered children in Colorado today is possibly being the parent of the 2 boys who killed them. I can't imagine the amount of pain that's going through. And what happens in the newspapers we read, these boys were monsters. They're not monsters any more than the boys who killed the people in the other school shootings this year.
What do you mean they're not monsters?
Our children. They are our children. These boys did not walk around as villainous, hateful creatures. They are our kids.
What a wacko. They're our kids. No,
It's up
well,
to
then I take her children away.
You want to know something? Wouldn't it be great if her son grew up and blew away his whole high school?
If she's, you know...
I mean, wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that be wild?
Get rid of them.
I love all these holy rollers who get on TV. They like we don't know anything. She's going to lecture us now.
She's the greatest parent.
She's the greatest parent. She's going to speak out. Oh, I just hope that Kathy Lee's son becomes a homosexual drug dealer.
Oh, stop it.
And I hope that Parker and him get together with trench coats and blow each other away.
The experts.
I love all the experts. All the great experts.
The actual experts are scratching their heads. They don't know what to do.
Rosie knows.
But she knows.
Deborah, please don't blow away your high school, okay? I'm begging you.
It would look bad for Daddy.
I will. It'll take me at least 2 days to put a spin on that. I'll have to take a valuable airtime. No, my kids are very good kids. Right, Deborah?
Yes.
Right.
Well, I'm sure those families thought their kids were good.
Yeah, you know, they were pretty wealthy families. You know? What is it, Bob?
You know, it's funny, everybody...
Baba Booey.
Bob.
Go ahead.
Bob.
No, it's funny, like, everybody's now flocking to this site. Yeah. Like, did you hear, like, Janet Reno's going there today so she can hold conferences to figure out how to keep this from happening again.
Yeah, she's got to go down to Colorado.
But, I mean, she's going to hold discussions.
Right.
How do you keep from happening again? Don't let your kids have guns.
Right.
No.
Watch your kids.
Go to school.
Yeah.
It's the school.
Do what I do.
Kids were tortured.
I have video cameras all over Deborah's room. She knows that. Every minute I'm monitoring her life. Isn't that right? Yeah.
There are cameras in your room.
Of course. Well, she doesn't know about it. It's like the Truman Show down there.
The other cool thing they're doing?
My house is a 7-Eleven. So Daddy knows you're a good girl. I don't care about you don't need a camera.
You know, this was a classic case. One kid was new to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Walks into this stupid school. Nobody accepts him except the trench coat mafia.
Oh, great. Is he one of the kids who, is he alive?
He's one of the kids who was doing the shooting.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, because this was the only group that would accept him.
Oy vey. I got news for you. My high school, I think I was in the trench coat mafia. I'm pretty sure. I was playing cards every Friday night. Yeah.
And he might have been, because they said, you know, the experts are saying, these kids, they're not liked by anybody. They don't even like each other. But they're the only people they can be.
They can't stomach each other. Do what I do. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean to sound like Rosie O'Donnell, but you must talk to your kids at least once a month. Am I right, Deborah? I always check in. Right. Dad always checks in.
Don't go a month without talking.
You know, one time I went 6 months without talking to the kids, and it was very, very damaging. Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing that's interesting that's going on there is, you know, everybody wants to do something to recognize what happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, the NRA was supposed to, National Rifle Association was supposed to have their conference there next week for 3 days. So Charlton Heston realized what went on, and he only cut it down to 1 day.
Yeah, no, Charlton Heston is the kind of son of a bitch who will have that meeting no matter what.
Like in other words, I thought they were going to say, oh, they moved it to another city, they postponed it.
Right.
They cut it from 3 days to 1 day.
You know,
out of respect.
It was really funny. Governor Jesse Ventura had stuck it out.
You're kidding. I'm going to kick your ass.
That this whole incident was an argument for more guns.
Right.
Because if somebody else in the school had been armed, they might not have taken out so many.
Kids, in fact, I just gave Deborah a, a semi-automatic weapon.
A Magnum.
So that in case the kids in school start shooting at her, she can fire back.
He must have read that book, Howard, More Guns, Less Crime.
Right.
There you go.
That's it, Deborah. You're going to learn how to fire a gun. All right?
Okay.
She's very agreeable.
Please, she's half asleep. She can't believe she got up for this.
This is nonsense.
This is nonsense. Daddy's work.
Have you learned anything yet?
Have you learned anything yet?
No.
No. Take your daughter to work day.
It'll sink in later. It's all happening.
My dad goes and talks like a jerk for 5 hours. I'm not going to do that. What am I going to learn? Are any kids going to school today?
Some.
Really?
Yeah.
What, they don't have fathers?
I don't know.
Or their parents don't approve?
I don't know.
Oh, what the hell? Hey, Rosie O'Donnell, our loudmouth, can bring her kid every day to work. I could do it once a year.
Howard.
Yeah.
You know how you talked about how Rosie makes references to eBay?
Yeah.
Well, there was somebody dying of cancer at the beginning of the show. They gave away a doll. She said they're going to auction it off on eBay. She must own stock in eBay.
I wonder. I don't know if she does or doesn't. Go ahead. Continue playing her comments, Nell Rose.
Thank you. And then you're going to. Now she goes into the whole thing about the. Well, you'll hear.
They were part of a group. They say they were part of a trench coat mafia. Well, you know what? That's sensationalizing your average high school cliques. I was in a clique when I was in high school. Me, Jeannie, and Jackie. We called ourselves the Jack Rose. We wore the same shirt on Tuesdays. That doesn't mean that we are violent offenders who are different than the other children in the school.
Right.
And to make these kids, to demonize them into something more than just our children, really negates the whole problem. There are kids. There are kids who did it.
She says, what is she talking about? She was in a group?
She wore the same shirt as 2 other girls.
It must have been a tent.
On Tuesdays or something.
They did? Well, arrest her. You can see there's a problem there.
We're different? Yeah. Oh, you wake up, you're not in school anymore.
Honey. Oh. And what is it that we shouldn't blame these kids?
To call them a trench coat mafia is to sensationalize.
There are children.
They call them something. Oh, my God. All right, go ahead. Play some more.
There are children.
She's funny. Like we know what to do with children.
Overwhelming. They really are. It's hard to even... There are 250 million firearms in the United States. That's enough to arm every adult and half of the children in this country.
Really? I like the band leader.
I didn't know what to do. You know, I thought, I don't know how you do a show today. I don't know how you...
Don't. Walk out.
Yeah, go home.
Go home. Leave us alone.
I don't.
Should I stop the tape?
I think she continued to do a show, though, didn't she?
Yeah. Oh, please.
This is perfectly scripted at 4 minutes.
I like the band leader, though. He has nothing to say. Is that guy a moron or what?
It's like a prayer revival meeting.
So far he goes, really?
Doesn't sound like he's listening.
Yeah. Yeah. You ever see that scene in Wayne World 2 where Harry Shearer's the disc jockey?
Yeah.
He's Handsome Harry or something. And they go over and they're going to be interviewed by the disc jockey because they're throwing Wayne stock.
Right.
And Harry Shearer's like this. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And then the guy goes, and then Dana Carvey goes, hey, you're a real jerk. He goes, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, right. You know what? You are a big dumb ox. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's what that band leader's like. I think he just clocks in with a, is that right?
Yeah, it's time again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What has he got a microphone for? Fred talks more.
Wait a minute.
All right, continue.
And then, by the way, she forgets to wipe her eyes. Now she starts remembering again.
Right.
About a minute from Jerry Springer now.
Right.
Here we go. Back to the tape.
A woman from Long Island, whose husband was killed in the massacre on the Long Island Railroad, and her son was injured. And through her son's injury and her husband's death, she was mobilized to be one of the greatest spokespeople against gun violence in the Congress today. We called her, and she flew in, and she's just landed. In fact, I think she's just pulling in. And she's going to be here today, and we're going to talk about this and try to find some understanding, because something has to be done.
Us. Definitely.
And there's not one answer.
I like the band guy.
There really isn't. But there has to be something. You know, kids come home from school, they turn on Jerry Springer.
Uh-oh.
And they see adults punching each other in the face.
Yeah.
Sometimes getting bloody.
Yeah.
And they see the audience cheering. And this is the message that we send out to our kids.
Right.
Oh, right.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
You're a genius.
I'm not blaming Jerry Springer for the death of these kids in Colorado. I'm not. But I'm saying that as a society, we are responsible for the images that we put out.
Right.
And we are responsible for the effect that they have.
Yes.
We really are.
Thank God for Rosie and that great show she does every day.
Grandstanding.
Now, Howard.
You know, and let's face it, my images are about as dull as they get. No one will kill anyone.
That's right. No murder here.
Well, let's remind her.
Die while you're sleeping through this show.
In Nazi Germany, they didn't have any Jerry Springer. Oh, it's such a simplistic attitude. Oh, yes, the media. Oh, all these variety of programs.
And just to say, oh, we got to get rid of the guns. Now let's do a show.
Yeah.
Now, Howard.
Yeah.
You got to understand that she's about wrapping up this segment. She goes right from this into who's on the show for today.
Oh, let's hear.
Yeah.
So it's right at 4 minutes, the whole thing.
Okay.
All right, let's go back to the tape.
Just play it.
It really is so upsetting. It is. And, you know, we have to talk to our kids about it. We have to talk to our kids from the time that they are children. You know, I, like every other mother today, was afraid to send my kid to school.
Oh. Doesn't he go to preschool?
Private school?
It's an epidemic. You know, people don't like far more informed and has all the facts, and we'd like to get her advice on how we handle it.
Yeah, well, I'll tune out for
also
that.
Here today, very funny man from Will and Grace, Sean Hayes, and my favorite and yours, First Carolyn McCarthy, Congresswoman, right after that.
Wow. You know,
the whole thing was
came here for a show.
She's perfect. So what happened? Kids tune in, look at her, and figure it's okay to be a 250-pound woman?
And that's not a good image to send out.
I think we ought to throw her the hell off the air.
It's okay to stuff your face with yodels and ring dings?
Yeah, sit there and eat all that crap, blow up to the size of a balloon. Got a big pumpkin head.
You never get a girlfriend, wind up shooting up the school.
Yeah.
And then it would have been Rosie's.
Yeah. Oh, it's so weird. Yo, Tommy, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hey.
I got suspended from school yesterday because I went into school and I was wearing a trench coat. And these guys like, you a-hole, that's not funny. And they started wailing on me. But I didn't know because, after...
Because you don't watch the news.
You didn't know anything about trench coats.
You didn't know anything.
No, so they're wailing on me and they're calling me an a-hole. And I'm getting beat up, so I fight them back. And then I get taken to the office. Now they say I'm troubled. And I got, they suspended me from school.
Dude.
I got to go to a psychologist.
So cool, you get out of school for a couple of days.
Exactly. So that's not too bad.
No, you did fine.
That's all right. Hi, Deborah.
Oh, God.
You don't want to talk to this guy.
Hello?
This guy's a total loser.
How old are you?
She's only 12.
Oh. Don't you have another one?
Yeah, I got another one. I got another 2.
Yeah, she's 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Get out of here.
All right.
He's looking for dates.
Yeah. All right.
I wore a trench coat.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, what's up?
I got wheeled on, man. Hey, man. Now I'm at the psychologist.
I wheeled back.
Yes.
Am I on?
Yeah.
You're on, dude.
Hey, I was watching MSNBC, all night last night, and, they were blaming Marilyn Manson, they mentioned him, 5 times.
Yeah, they're starting to try to blame Marilyn Manson for this one.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, the music and Rammstein.
Yeah. Ramstein.
Yeah, and KMFDM and...
KMFDM is already making statements.
Oh, what are they saying?
They said, well, some of our members have been German. We are not into Hitler.
Really?
And our music has always been about nonviolence.
I might go out today, shoot 50 people, and start screaming I did it because I watched Rosie O'Donnell.
How about Rosie O'Donnell and Celine Dion?
Yeah. Yeah, let's find a whole list of people. Yeah, I know. They're trying to bring in Marilyn Manson's name. How silly is that?
I know. They're going to... I think the city board officials of, Denver or something are going to cancel his concert on the 30th.
Well, that'll solve everything. You know what? It'll at least show they're doing something. What has CBS done?
They have this show called Promised Land.
Yeah.
And this is kind of weird. Promised Land was supposed to air an episode this week about a school shooting in Denver.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Like a kid going to school.
A make-believe story?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they were supposed to air it this week. They just, they just wrote that and based it in Denver. And
wow.
They were going to show it. And then this happened. They said, we're not going to show that episode this week.
Of course they should show it. Now's the time to show it. People will learn.
Get some ratings.
Right. We'll learn how to get ratings. All right, thank you, Ron.
All right. Thanks. I love you, Robin. Trench coats.
Oi.
But,
Boris.
Hey, what's up? Is this Howard?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard. Hey, listen, I just want to ask you. Hey, let me hook up with your daughter.
Get out of here.
I'm 16, man.
16?
Yeah, I'm 16.
She doesn't like guys like you.
She don't like... I'm Hispanic. How you going to tell me she don't like guys like me? What is guys like me?
Guys that look like this. You grew up in America?
What? Yeah, of course I grew up in America.
And this is how you sound?
Huh?
This is ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
First of all, she ain't going to date a 16-year-old named Boris. She ain't going to date a 16-year-old.
Oh, why not? What is she, like 15 or 16?
Get a job.
Well, no, I got a job.
She's 12. She don't date anybody. Right, Deborah? Right.
No, Deborah.
Get out of here.
Talk to her.
Talk to her. Mira.
Boris. Daddy, this is my boyfriend, Boris.
You got a pool, right? And some nice cars? Unbelievable. I didn't bring my daughter in here for you guys to hit on her.
That's all that's happening this morning.
What, you got some Rammstein in there, man?
Yeah, I got Rammstein. I like Rammstein.
Yeah, they're good.
Let me see. Let me listen to Rammstein. Maybe... What?
They rule.
They do rule.
They rule.
Oh, boy. There's a guy. Hey, man.
What do you think of Casey?
Wait a second. Hey, Casey, come in here. So, Casey, when he was in, what was it, 2nd grade?
Yeah. Oh, I think it was like 1st grade. It was
first grade.
Really young.
They sent him down to the school psychologist.
Right, you had to see the psychologist.
Because what? You wrote an essay, and they thought you were demented, right?
Yeah, it was a short story. I used to write stuff like that.
Want to hear it? We have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. This is his actual...
You did your homework.
How come you saved it? Did your mom save it?
Yeah, I save everything. She saved it. She had all the reports and stuff. I stole them when I was young, and I started reading them. It was funny.
All right, here it is. A tall tale you won't believe. So the teacher read this and had him sent out to the school psychiatrist. Meanwhile, you have anger issues anyway, right? You even had to go to jail.
Rage control.
I didn't go to jail.
You did too.
He was locked up, but he had to go to anger management classes.
Yeah, the judge made you go, right?
Well, yeah, it was more of a... I wasn't made to go.
Because you were punching guys in the face.
It happened.
It's a miracle you're not in the trench coat mafia.
It's not too late.
It's late.
Did any of that sound remotely good to you, what they were saying?
No. My daughter's looking at him like, gee, I thought he was normal. And he just got his breakfast. Nobody here is normal.
Yeah, maybe you better not eat.
Coming to work with Daddy's dangerous.
We got the trench coat mafia right here.
Yeah. Well, what happened? You went to, weren't you in prison or something?
I got arrested.
Because you punched a guy.
For assault, right.
Right. Deborah's laughing. I hired him.
Daddy's good at picking employees.
I know how to pick people. I should have stopped with Jackie.
Yeah, wasn't that enough?
I should have known I have no ability to hire anybody.
Uncle Jackie's a convict.
That's
Uncle Jackie's been put away for drunk driving a few times. Very sad.
Well, yeah, I did.
Oh.
You did hit somebody.
Yeah.
Really? He did?
No, a guy hit me in Ann Arbor.
And you were so drunk, they arrested you.
And I went to jail.
The guy hits him, and he has to go to jail.
I got hit, and the cop got there when I hit the guy back.
Do you believe this?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're surrounded, Deborah.
I won't even go into Fred's history.
Get out while you still can.
All right, here's Casey. I'll read this. Let me take a break, and then I'll read this to you.
Okay, because I'm dying to hear this.
You got to hear this. And he even drew little pictures all over it.
Oh.
And you know how, like, when you analyze the pictures, it's sad little faces and people frowning and...
Really?
And he's only in first grade?
Yeah, the teacher knew right away there was something wrong.
Yeah, but it's funny, though.
You were doomed from the very beginning?
No, it's funny.
Imagine your kid writes an essay and they send it off to the shrink.
Yeah, what do you think of that when you get that?
Right, it was a short story. It's supposed to be creative.
What would you, if somebody wrote you at home and said, Mr. Stern, your daughter wrote a paper in class and we think she's very disturbed.
She's very violent.
And we would like her to see someone.
I would, in all seriousness, I would move away.
You know how screwed up everybody is in first grade.
Oh, don't even give me that, Jackie.
So how many times did you have to go to the school psychologist? Meanwhile, the school psychologist is probably an idiot.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Almost like the school nurse.
Yeah, barely a nurse. It's like the camp doctor.
Really?
I remember how screwed up these people were. Like, one time I got in a fight outside. No, I was getting in a fight outside.
Right.
I kicked the kid in the balls.
Right.
So the one guy, I'm sorry. I apologize.
And she's a lady.
I know. I apologize for that. I just slipped up.
How old were you when you were kicking this kid?
Why? Little kids get in fights all the time.
Answer the
It's the last
question.
thing you do.
Answer the question.
I was probably like, third grade or whatever.
But don't say balls. Say nuts.
I'm sorry.
My daughter's here.
But, were you kicking kids there at...
No.
8,
No,
9?
Robin, every kid gets...
Dude, you were like the school retard.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
I was not. Really stupid on me, man.
He thinks it's perfectly normal.
So what happened? You kicked some kid in the nuts? Why?
So I was, I was in like a fight outside, like, just like kids do.
Right.
And I kicked the kid in the nuts.
Right.
So all of a sudden, this one of the guidance counselors, whatever, sees this.
One of these whatever.
And rushes me into his office, telling me how screwed up and how bad that is.
Right.
It is.
And then when you wrote the essay, they hustled you right down.
So this was like fuel to the fire, I guess.
Right.
Oh, so you were in like third grade.
No. This was like, I went to see, like, throughout the whole thing, they sent me to, a few different ones.
Oh, so every year, Howard, they found reason for Casey to see the counselor.
Right. No, because every year there was a different issue.
Yes.
Everybody got in fights when they were kids, but I don't remember seeing anybody kick anybody in the chop.
Oh, stop it.
So, dude, what did they do? They sit you down and talk to this guy?
Wrestling, punching.
Yeah.
And did everyone goof on you?
No.
Or they kept it a secret?
No, why? Because they would send me around?
Well, not every kid goes to see the school psychologist. You got to be pretty mental to do that.
No, there was a few.
I'd be like, hey, keep it a secret. I don't want the kids to know.
And they were called the Trench Coat Mafia.
Right.
No.
The other kids talk about you if you go,
Did you tell the other kids you had to go speak to someone?
No. No, not at all.
You kept it quiet.
I think, a lot of that. Like, they had a special group, I guess. that a bunch of people would go.
Yeah, and everybody was
I think a lot of
whispering
kids
about you, and you didn't even know it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I remember kids like that. We'd always say, that kid has to go.
Casey's a school retard.
Did they tie you up in class, or you just got to sit there?
And then I stabbed a kid with a Lincoln log.
Right.
I gotta put some.
That's how kids do.
Let me put some Rammstein for KC. So the Trenchcoat Mafia used to get together and listen to this? Like, is that one of the group activities they did while they made pipe bombs?
Well, it seems that these two that did the shooting used to hang out, like, a lot together. So
right.
Maybe that's what they did.
Even though they hated each other?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I can't stand you, but no one else will hang with me.
They were testing their plots by
Oh, yeah. I want to kill someone now. I'm listening to this.
It's marching.
This is I put you guys in, like, goose stepping with jackboots. This is some German stuff, man. Listen to this.
Yeah, we better ban all this.
So who's making statements now, Rammstein or
KMFDM?
KMFDM. And what did we decide KMFDM stands for?
It was, I don't
Kill Mother Effin' Depeche Mode.
Oh, no, Kill Mother Effin' Depeche Mode.
That's really not what it stands for. So it's supposed to be some German abbreviation.
Douche-dash.
You can't tell me that doesn't rock, though.
Douche-dash. Gay cocking up and yum. I don't know, man. I can't dig guys rapping in a different language.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't like German. Something real... We had to kick their ass in World War II. I don't have to buy their music. I still don't forgive them. Listen to them. No wonder we had such a bitch of a time with these guys.
Listen to the music from there.
Yeah. Look at these guys. They're all jacked up again.
Oh, my God.
Achtung! Wow. You listen to this at home, man?
I love this, man.
Yeah! Come on! Get over here. I'm going to kick your ass.
You would go to a concert of this?
No. Definitely not. This music is no party for the Jews, I can tell you that. Black people are quaking in their boots, too, and a couple of gypsies right now.
Somebody who had a German girlfriend, and they went over to Germany to visit her. They came back and they said, that is the most depressing country. Everybody's angry there.
Everybody's all pissed because they didn't win the war.
Yeah, you don't want to be bothered with these people.
What is it, Chris?
The reason why Casey got into a fight back in 3rd grade, what he didn't tell you is they were calling him a fag.
Oh, come on. This is crazy.
Thanks, Alabama.
Thank you. Any shooting songs come out yet from DJs? Not parodies, but like really sentimental.
Right, like a Celine Dion with the crying in it. I haven't heard that yet.
News reports over.
Yeah.
Right. Surprised Z100 doesn't put that together yet.
Now that you've said it, they will.
Yeah. Well, anyway. All right. When we come back, I'll read you Casey's...
that 1st grade paper.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's a scream.
You like it?
I have to check it out.
There's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
Yes, Mommy.
You're listening to our newest, bestest buddy in Big Toe, Howard Stern.
Julia Roberts on tomorrow's show. Mary Jo Buttafuoco will be here tomorrow. Also, check out this week's Saturday Night Television show, all new, with me spanking high-pitched Eric. It is the creepiest thing you'll ever see.
K-Rock Radio. K-Rock. You're listening to the Howard Stern Show.
Trying to listen to Rammstein so that I can learn more about... every TV news reporter says, we want to learn more about what made these kids go off.
Yes, everybody's now looking at what are the signs that a kid will go violent.
So, of course, they've called Howard Stern in to listen to Rammstein so that he can figure out what's going wrong. I've been asked to intervene.
This isn't Rammstein.
No, this is Rammstein. Bunch of German dudes. What's the other band?
KMFMD.
I got their record, too. I kind of like this, actually, Rammstein. I dig this. I'd go to a concert of theirs. Why not?
You're going to stage dive?
This is KMF. Whatever. These are another bunch of German dudes, KMF?
Well, they have had German members.
Oh, they have. See, I blame Germany for the shooting. I think we should go back to war with them and wipe them out forever. And drop another bomb on Tokyo. What is it?
You know, KMFDM?
Yeah.
You know how we play music on our bumpers?
Yeah.
And you know how every band in the world is just dying to be included?
Yeah.
They're the only band in history of the show where management called me and asked me to please stop using their music.
Why?
Really?
They didn't want their music used on our bumpers.
Why? Because of us?
They never said why.
Are we a bad influence?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We made them want to kill.
Maybe. That's cool that a band's afraid of us.
Only band ever. People begging to be part of the show.
Hey, screw them. Put them on our bumpers. They can't tell us what not to use. We're a radio station. We can play whatever we want. Tell them this isn't Germany, okay? This isn't Nazi Germany. We can play what we want.
We will not be controlled.
Yeah, from now on, you use only KMF 2M, whatever the hell they are. Screwballs. You know, I got to teach every jack-off a lesson. That's my lot in life.
Uh-oh, he's about to go off.
I really am. Deborah,
put on your seatbelt.
Put on your seatbelt. Daddy's pissed. Daddy's at war. My kids are at war, too, believe me. They're right in there with me. My daughter is falling asleep. Now you admire me, right?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Do you want to go lay down on the couch? Let Daddy handle things?
It's okay.
Do you have to write a report on this or anything? Or nobody even asked you if you were actually at your father's job? No. When you go back.
I'm not even sure I'd support, I mean, I like taking my daughter to work, but I'm wondering why they don't just do that on vacation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's very educational.
No, it's because all the kids want a day off from school.
Sure they do.
And this isn't fair to the teachers.
Too.
Because don't the teachers show up and then like one or two kids? Like my mom would never let me go miss a day of school.
Oh, really?
So I was always the one kid sitting in the classroom.
Alone.
Yeah, with the teacher.
How many of the kids are still there? You think half? Or?
Do you think it's like 50-50? Yeah.
They changed it to take your child to work day. So
boys can go, too?
Boys can go, because they don't want to be sexist.
Yeah, I thought about that the other day. I said, how could they make it take your daughter to work day and all the boys have to go to school?
Because it came about because all the dads used to take their sons to work. And they never thought to take their daughters.
I don't think anybody in my house ever went to anybody's work.
Well, what did your dad do?
He was a steel worker.
That's what I mean. Who wanted to go there? That wasn't fun.
Killed at a place like that.
What do the other kids' parents do?
I don't know.
They must be totally jazzed that you get to go to the radio station. They probably all want to come with you.
Yeah, let's go to your dad's work.
Yeah. How about they make it, let's go to Deborah's dad's work.
It's take.
Yeah.
Sure.
Take the kids to Deborah's dad's work today.
None of those kids listen to me anyway, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Who knows what they do? Yeah. Are you going to pass out?
We should bring in a stretcher. Just let her go to sleep.
She is so tired. She's yawning. And she goes, I don't know how you do this. So that's why I like Mommy on the birthday show. I like when my wife...
I'd love to do that.
I like when my wife comes because then she's like, oh, my God, this is so hard.
Yeah. I used to love to get all the salespeople in and all that stuff because then everybody realized. I mean, that was just one day for them.
And this kid's got a huge day ahead of her.
Really?
After here, she's going... What do you got, like 20 things to do? You talk on the mic.
Oh.
What?
I have, like, a lot of stuff to do.
Really? You going to play tennis or something?
Yeah, I have to play tennis. I have, like, a lot of things.
Right.
I don't know how you're going to get through this day.
If you want to take a nap on the couch, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm fine.
Really?
I'm up.
You're up.
Yeah.
Might as well stay up, huh?
He's a cute kid. It's hard doing a show with your kid looking at you.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I haven't said anything too bad yet, have I?
No.
Yeah.
Scandalous.
Scandalous. It really is.
Why did we set up a keyboard?
Oh, well, Steven Spielberg adopted a black kid?
Oh, yes.
And I never even told Deborah this, but I have a black son.
Really?
And he's going to come in here.
You have a brother?
Your brother. You're going to meet your brother. LeVar. Fred knows
LeVar
him.
Stern.
Fred helped me pick him out.
It's not bad.
LeVar Stern.
Yeah. LeVar Stern.
You and Fred adopted each other.
Well, it's about time. We've been together for a long time.
He's going to come in. He's a great kid, and I think you'll all fall in love with him.
Really? You have?
I think of him as my own.
Yes.
It's the thing to do.
How long have you been
So I'll be doing that next break, I thought. That's what I thought.
Oh, my goodness.
He just hears it.
Dragging LeVar.
I'm just promoting, that's all. Hey, LeVar. Hold on 1 second. We'll get to you in a minute.
Does he call you Dad?
Yeah, he does.
It's a special relationship.
He calls me Dad.
Oh, my goodness.
You saw LeVar? Did you see LeVar?
Yes, I did.
Just a good boy.
He's very spiritual.
Yeah. What is it, Justin?
Where do you keep your...
Hey, Howard.
Hey, dude.
How's it going?
Hey.
You know the reason that the kids did all that? You know it was on his birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yo, you got to bring up your daughter so that, you know, she doesn't learn to make fun of anyone or anything like that, because kids today, you know, kids can be as cruel as they want, and some kids just snap like that. You know?
Well, I don't know. I figured I should have snapped, man. When I went to school...
You're not a snapper.
I got my ass beat every day.
Yeah, but then no one would be listening to you. See what it killed everyone, and that's where your brain's at.
That's right. I used my wit to...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, I just got my ass beat and took it.
You shut up and took it.
That's right. Hey, you want to talk to this chick
Those guys fought back, though. They were always at war.
Yeah. Oh, were they?
Yeah.
What did they do?
Well, they'd have, like, confrontations with athletes almost all day long.
You know how you see these, like, neo-Nazi groups, and they're always training, and they have paramilitary gear and stuff, but they never really do anything?
Right.
Even like the Klan. I've asked Daniel Carver about this. I said, you know...
They just meet.
I said, how come during the L.A. riots, you guys couldn't go down there, and, like, since you hate black people, why didn't you go down and finally fight or something? And he's like, yeah, I ain't going to go fighting.
That's right. You know, we have barbecues.
Yeah, we ain't looking to fight nobody.
Well,
but like,
check it out.
These kids, man, they just did it.
But they were always, you know, there was confrontations daily.
Really?
You know, almost all day long. Wherever they were, when they encountered an athlete, there was yelling and finger pointing.
Yeah.
And scuffles. You know, so they were always in, like, little scuffles and skirmishes. So they finally decided to...
So the parents are rich?
One kid lives in $1 million home, drives a BMW.
Oh.
No, I never had that. The other kid had, parents that were sort of middle class. They had a $100,000 home, and he drove a Honda.
Oh, no wonder he'd snapped. A Honda.
He had nothing to live.
These kids had cars?
Yes.
How do you, I figure if you own a car, things can't be that bad.
Good.
Life's good.
I would have loved to have had a car.
Kids driving around in a BMW in a trench coat and shades?
That's what I say. You know, BMW, life's fine.
Right.
Get a chick. In high school, a BMW.
Yeah.
I had to drive my father's horrible, what do you call that red car he had?
Marquis, was it?
Yeah. No, not Marquis.
What was it?
It's called a...
Montego.
Montego.
That's what it was.
No wonder I couldn't get a date.
Not even close to cool.
Right.
Was it a 2-door or 4-door?
4-door.
Ugh, what a boat. You're driving a boat to school.
Montego.
It's worse than driving a Volvo.
I was lucky I didn't drive anything.
You had to borrow that. You didn't.
Oh, please. I didn't get any driving. I walked to school. My mom, I was a senior. My mom had to drive me to school.
Get in the car.
Get in the car. I'm taking you. Can you drop me off 2 blocks from the school so no one will see?
Why?
Why? What, are you embarrassed?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed. I'm 18 years old. All right, here's the top 5 songs.
All right.
I'm going to do these for you, like Casey Kasem. Show my daughter what I really do. This is my real job. I do countdown shows. All right, Cher's song, Believe, is, of course, number 5.
I am amazed at this.
You believe? You like this one, right, Deborah?
Kinda.
Yeah, she likes this stuff. She's a 12-year-old girl. She'll grow out of that.
Pretty soon she'll be into Rammstein.
Yeah. Once you get into Rammstein, we'll buy you a trench coat and sunglasses. All right, that's number 5. Number 4 song in the country right now, Shania Twain. That Don't Impress Me or something?
That don't impress me.
You don't like this, do you?
What is that?
Shania Twain's like a country person. Number 3 is Britney Spears. You like this, right?
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. Even my 6-year-old sings this song.
Oh, I would love to hear Ashley sing that.
It is so fun. She wanted to come here today, but there's no way I could do a show and handle her at the same time, right?
No way.
No, but she would have sang this.
Yeah. I would love to hear that.
She's like, oh, baby, baby.
She knows like one word.
Yeah, just like her father.
Like Daddy.
Yeah, number 2 song in the country is TLC. Okay.
It's my favorite song.
Yeah, you like this.
My favorite song.
Really? I can't believe you like this.
What's wrong with this?
I don't know.
It's like Britney Spears.
You like this?
It's all right.
Love it.
Deborah loves it. Oh, yeah, well, I know all of them. TLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Cool. All right, and number 1 is Naz.
You know this one, Deborah? No?
This is hardcore. Because the guy uses the word niggas in here. I don't think they play that on Z100.
He's going crazy.
He's going crazy. Hey, you know what I found? You know that French guys in France are now doing rap?
Really?
Yeah, I got some tape of that. You want to hear that? Here. This is legit. This is like a big song in France. That's rap music in France. Because those French, all they do is rip us off anyway. Ripping off our black people. Our black people. America's black people. Sorry, Rob. Our black. So that's French rap music, Robin. Just so you know. Jackie Penthouse Joke Page Martling is still doing the same rap he's done for the last 25, 30 years. His 79-minute raunchy jokes. That means you haven't changed any jokes.
And he's so proud of it. Look at the smile on his face.
His 79-minute raunchy joke CD. He doesn't even know when he's being insulted. Hot dogs and donuts is only...
just pretty well assume it.
It's only $12 plus $4 US shipping. Call 1-800-323-KING. This Saturday, 9 o'clock, a big show at Westbury Music Fair with Peter Bales. It is not sold out, contrary to what you heard, Robin. For information and Filthy 3D Joke Man, visit jokeland.com. This is probably Jackie's last area appearance over at Westbury. All right, now what happens when a woman starts selling her used panties over the internet?
Well, I would imagine that she's closed down.
No, she's become very wealthy. Melissa, is this you?
Yes, it is, Howard. How are you?
How old a woman are you?
How old am I?
Yes.
I'm 29.
29 years old. Now, how long ago did you start selling your used panties over the internet?
Approximately 3 months ago. And they're not just mine. I have a different array of ladies on my site in which I sell all their panties.
And so you can look at the lady and buy her panties?
That's correct. You just have to click onto the lady that you like, and we send you her used panties.
And how long does the woman wear these panties for?
A minimum of 6 hours. It depends on how big of an order she has.
I see. Now, is this a... I don't know why I waste my time in show business.
Rammstein for me.
Maybe I'll play some Rammstein. I feel like going out and putting a trench coat on. All right, so you're telling me that you started this 3 months ago. Now, has the business taken off?
It's been doing very well, Howard, yes.
And how many guys contact you every day in order to buy used panties?
Well, I go bi-weekly, and I had 60,000 hits on my site just last week alone.
See that, Robin? 60,000 hits.
If they click, they're buying?
No, Robin. What they have to do is they have to, that's just the people who are looking at my site.
Oh.
Not
Right.
all of them bought.
That's what we're wondering. How much money?
They're $19 per pair.
And how many people have bought?
Less than 1,000, but I would say about 700, between 7 and 725.
Oh.
So that means you've already made, let's see, $19 a pair, almost 1,000 people. That's $19 million you've made. I mean,
do the math.
Do the math. It's that simple. 1,000 times 19 is 19 million. Isn't it?
Yeah, at least.
Right, Deborah?
I don't know.
Okay, good. All right, so what gave you this idea? Was it that you had used underwear and men wanted to buy it?
Do with it?
Well, you know what? Actually, I had written to Operation Dear Abby, which is, she asked you to send letters out to the servicemen across seas to give a boost to their morale. I did that a few years back, and I wrote to a gentleman, and he wrote me back requesting my panties.
Oh, look at what Abby is spawning.
I know.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Of all the things.
Are you a good-looking woman?
I think I'm okay, yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Yeah, how much you weigh?
136.
How much?
136.
Mm-hmm.
Get the money's worth with those panties.
You guys.
And does this underwear smell? I know after a day of my underwear, but my wife can barely go near my underwear because I had to hire Ralph to wash them.
This through the mail.
My underwear stink after a day.
They have that scent of a woman, Howard.
They do, huh?
They do.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much? So. And do the guys write and tell you what they do with this underwear?
No, they haven't yet, but
you can only imagine.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
yes.
these guys can't even write.
And what is the average age of a man who sends away for women's used underwear?
It does not tell me the ages of the gentlemen. No, I do not know. But I've had people. I just sent a pair out to somebody in Taiwan.
I see. And who is Oh, Deborah, this is a terrible thing.
What a world. What a world.
You know, you hear Daddy's work, and Daddy learns about terrible things. Let me just go on record to talk to my daughter privately. This is sick. This is wrong. This is something that I don't approve of, and neither should you.
No doubt.
Right.
Go take a nap.
And I know that there are certain times of the month that you have problems. Do you wear your underwear even?
Premium?
Does it cost extra?
Absolutely, they cost extra.
Let me understand the sickness here. That you're telling me that a man would want. Let's say you let's say you move your bowels, which everyone does. I think we all know that. Would a man want the underwear after that experience?
I have not. Nobody requested soiled panties yet, but we are more than happy to customize their order.
Really? More than happy.
How do you do that? What, do you give someone a wedgie? Are skid marks extra?
It includes everything.
I see. Well, you should be very proud of yourself. You've got a business. You're an entrepreneur.
Thank you. I'd like to give you the name of my website.
All right, go ahead.
www.usedpanty.com.
Oh, I know. Isn't it awful?
Aren't you glad you came to work with Dad?
Learn about all the perversion in the world.
Do you seal the orders in plastic?
I'm sorry?
Does the underpants come in a baggie?
Oh, yes, they're sealed.
Yeah, we don't want to lose any of the stench.
We want to keep it moisture in.
Yeah, the freshness is good.
We want our customers to get their money's worth.
If somebody wants to buy my used underwear, it's available for $50 a shot.
And you'll be surprised, Howard, how many people will contact you.
Yeah, there's unlimited supply in my house. And how long does the odor stay with the panties? Do I need a humidor or any kind of... Do I need a device?
Well, they're not guaranteed to last forever.
All right.
But you can always reorder.
I see. All right, so it's www.usedpanty.com.
That's correct. And if any ladies out there would like to sell their panties, they can contact me at Melissa.
Hold on one second. Deborah, cover your ears. You're disgusted by this, right? Yeah, good.
They can email me.
I raised you right. Let me tell you something. You're going to be better than Parker, who is Rosie O'Donnell's son. And you're going to be better than Cody and Cassidy. I'm so proud of you.
That's right.
My daughter will never do something like this or shoot up her classmates.
And you should be proud.
Right. All right. So how many pairs of panties have you sold yourself?
Myself, probably about 55, I guess.
Really? Wow.
I've been busy.
Good for you. All right. So, and what did you want to say in closing?
I just wanted to let the ladies out there know that if they're interested in selling their panties, that they can contact me at Melissa@usedpanty. That's my email address. I'd be more than happy to work with them.
Melissa@usedpanty is your email address?
That's correct.
Imagine you give out your email address to your mom. Tell her to write you. All right, Melissa, thank you.
Thank you, Howard.
There goes Melissa with her usedpanty.com. An entrepreneur is born every minute on the internet.
Everybody's got to eat.
Right. Well, nice. Okay, so.
That's what the internet has come to.
Dr. Remulak, you're on the air.
I'm Dr. Remulak. I am
Oh, we haven't heard from him in a long time.
Dr. Remulak suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Remulak.
All he can say to me is, I am Dr. Remulak.
I'm Dr. Remulak.
The only man that he will speak to is Stuttering John.
I am Dr.
Which is also an illness.
Right. Because Stuttering John suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder.
Dr. Remulak. I am Dr. Remulak.
So where's Dr. Remulak been?
He's sick today.
I am Dr. Remulak.
Oh, so that's why he can call?
Dr. Remulak. Dr. Remulak. It's John.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Dr. Remulak, will you talk to me for a second?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
Hey, Dr. Remulak, let me just ask a question. Howard also had OCD, so why don't you talk to him, too? He used to be part of the club.
So did I.
No,
but I'm curious, so...
Only John.
Don't tell my daughter I suffered from mental illness. Who wants to reveal those kind of things?
It's because you're mental.
It's my book. My kids don't read my books. You didn't read that one?
No.
Of course not. How dare you?
Dr. Remulak.
I am Dr. Remulak.
Dr. Remulak, what is wrong with you?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
John, ask him what's wrong with him.
What's wrong with you, Dr. Remulak?
You should know by now. I have an earache today, an infected ear.
Ooh.
Wow. And you're not going to work, are you?
And that's why you were able to call today?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
You know he lives in the city, Howard. I mean, it's sweet that we can't get him up here.
Dr. Remulak, would you consider coming in here?
I am Dr. Remulak.
Would you ever come down to the station?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
Ask him if he'll ever come down to the station.
Would you ever come down to the station?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Has he missed calling us? Has he been calling, John?
He's been calling every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but what is it, Dr. Remulak? You have to call this show every day and repeat how many times Dr. Remulak?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
What is the number of times you must say Dr. Remulak?
I'm Dr. Remulak. I am 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 Dr. Remulak.
That's 7 times.
7 times? 7 is a good number?
Yeah. 7 times he has to say I'm Dr. Remulak in a row, John? Is that it?
Is that what it is? 7 times in a row, Dr. Remulak?
7 or 18.
7 or 18.
Oh. Who is Dr. Remulak? Is that really you?
I am Dr. Remulak.
Oh, you are.
Well, he did answer you.
Howard, what is your first name?
I'm Dr. Remulak.
Howard, he's been calling every day. But
how come he says it 1 time now? Doesn't he have to say it 18 or 7 times?
He might have a count in his head.
Do you have a count right now? You've said it twice since your last 7.
I'm Dr. Remulak.
That's 3.
There's some kind of...
Howard, you know what's weird? He calls every day, and then they transfer him to me, and he hangs up.
Right.
But today, he happened to wait and talk to me. It's like some days...
Dr. Remulak, why is this day different from all other days? Why is it?
I am Dr. Remulak. I am Dr.
Ask him why today was different.
Dr. Remulak, why today you were able to talk to me and talk to Howard, but other days you just hang up? Hey, it's me.
He's muttering to himself.
Yo.
I'm Dr. Remulak.
Dr. Remulak, it's Sean.
Dr. Remulak, do you walk around all day like this, or just when you call the show?
I'm Dr.
Ask him.
What was the question?
Oh, could you pay attention to me if you're my translator? All right, thank you, Dr. Remulak.
I am Dr. Remulak. I am Dr. Remulak.
And now he'll try to get a bunch of before he hangs up.
I cut him off. That's going to make him nuts. That's going to make him crazy. Dr. Remulak.
Well, he must have a safety, like he can say it over, you know.
I don't know what he has.
A safety.
All right, so you want to hear the essay?
This is what he has.
Before you meet my son who I adopted, do you want to hear the essay that got Casey?
That's what we were talking about.
All right. This is his first grade.
Everybody wants to hear this.
Casey, come on in here. All right, so Casey, just to give you a story, Casey, I hired him right out of college. He was a football player from Kentucky State.
He perfectly reasonable, didn't he?
Good-looking guy, nice, well-mannered guy. And then I've come to find out he got in trouble in college. He beat up a guy, had to go to court, the whole thing.
Had to go to anger management classes.
But it turns out, from the time he was in first grade, he wrote an essay, and they put him into school-site colleges. And this is the essay.
When was the last time?
That's one of them. That's the only one that I had.
When was the last time you hit somebody?
I was in college. I was Western Kentucky, by the way.
Oh, Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, who cares? Hey, let me ask you this. Is this the essay that got you in trouble?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
This is the start.
It's called A Tall Tale You Won't Believe.
Okay.
Right. It's hard to read because it's in pencil.
His daughter's laughing at me, Howard.
Well, she never... What is that? You're afraid to hear it?
I'm excited to hear it.
Oh, you are?
It's funny.
Once upon a time, there were 3 people. Kyle, Casey, and Armstrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Ready to lock him up. His name is...
I'm running for cover now.
Because your name is Kyle Casey Armstrong, right? Okay.
Cuff him.
And all of a sudden, a guy I saw was eating a mouse. I went to Armstrong. So he was fishing in his pool. He was drunk.
Oh, man.
Hi, he said. Yeah, hi. So I got my fishing pole and put a monkey with mustard on and dropped it in the water. Oh, I got a nibble. Oh, no, I pulled too hard. All I got was bones. The skin and meat came off.
Whoa.
So next I caught a stingray, but it turned into an Indian. So I got out my knife, cut into little pieces. Cut. But soon he came after me. So I said, wait till you... something. Then I got my vacuum cleaner, and I got all the pieces of the Indian I cut up. Then I went... Oh, mackerel.
First
so now he chopped the guy up.
Chopping Tonto.
Right.
He chopped him up, and now he's vacuuming him.
And now he's chopping up an Indian.
So then I went to Kyle's house, and he had so many. He had 5 million cigarettes in his mouth. And when he saw me, he tried to spit at me, but I bludgeoned him.
You used the word bludgeoned?
Or something like that, or I blocked him. I bonked him.
You bonked him?
Kill, kill, kill. What did they lock you up?
They didn't lock him up hard?
What are you?
For like a first grade, that's not creative?
Oh, it's very creative.
Who knew the word drunk in first grade?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He was drunk, 500 cigarettes. He's totally absorbed with weird
cigarettes, drinking, chopping up Indians and vacuuming them.
Why an Indian?
Yeah. What is it, Benji?
We were talking about in the office. I think he's trying to kill part of himself in first grade.
Who knows?
Kyle, Casey, and Armstrong.
He had 3 different personalities. He was a schizoid, and he was trying to kill one of his personalities and everything.
Yeah, and that's coming from Benji, who's completely retarded.
Look, Benji walks in with a vat full of food.
He can't even walk around without food.
I remember that one.
Wow, dude. I can see why the teacher sent him down to the psychologist.
Did he really? You don't think that was...
And then these little stick figure pictures of little sad boys and stuff. Like frowning.
Yeah, but Howard, I think that's creative. I don't think that's...
Yes, but you have to wonder what kind of a mind that kind of creativity.
Yeah, where's that come from?
You don't think of that stuff.
I like to send them to the school psychologist.
Like you don't think about
He's like, you don't think about killing Indians and vacuuming them up.
Never occurred to me.
Kill, kill, kill.
Get rid of the evidence.
Chop up Tonto.
Because this isn't even like somebody's doing something to you. You're just walking around cutting and killing.
Yeah.
Well, it was just, just things that were happening.
You're trench coat mafia, dude.
No, I'm not. I would never hurt anybody.
Except for the guy you kicked in the nuts and the guy you bludgeoned outside of the bar.
No, but I treat people the way they treat me.
Oh, boy. That's a little overreaction.
Here, here's some Rammstein for you.
Yeah.
I'll throw a little Rammstein on the...
cue it up.
Calm you down, man. I don't want to see you blow. Yeah, calm down, boy.
There's a soothing one right there.
Who do you like better, Casey, Armstrong, or Kyle? Imagine you're American and you're listening to this.
You don't like this?
This one I don't like.
But it gets cool, though.
This song does not rock.
It gets there.
That sounds like French to me, the cowardly language. I won't allow my children to learn French.
What language do they take?
Any language but that. The Jews in the oven, throw them in the oven and cook them up good. We should have won World War II. I'll kill the Jews, you kill the Schwarzes. The Jews, Hitler had the right idea. Guy's playing drums with human bones, monkey bones, and fish,
and cutting up
people and Indians and vacuuming them. I'll take the Indians, cut them into pieces, vacuum, vacuum, vacuum of the Indians. I can make a song out of Casey's and sing. Take on those fishing, 500,000 cigarettes on kill, kill, kill. A drunken Indian. There's a sky you won't believe. Caught up my classmates, feed them to the fish. Revenge for my father making me wrestle. Kick the boy in the schoolyard in the nuts. Kick him in the nuts.
Break a nose, break a leg.
Break a leg.
Yeah.
I like to work out all day. Make my abs into a six-pack. Screw up Howard's lunch every day. Charles Manson just called. He wants to meet KC. Yeah, he likes it.
Like to join his family.
Yeah, Matt, what is it?
Hey, Howard, you got to fire all three of those guys, Kyle, Casey, and Army.
Yeah, immediately.
Who works for us,
Mock Snell, man. Mock Snell.
No. Many times I've been alone with a woman, and many times they try to steal my wallet. So I won't get undressed. I love steroids and creatine. A gal invited me into a hot tub in New Orleans, and I wouldn't go. All right. That's very nice.
I think you might have a hit there, Howard.
Why doesn't my softy work? All right.
You're killing me, man.
I like men. I hate women. I hate my penis. Oh, man.
You ain't right, man. You're sick in the head.
What is it, Ken?
Yes, hey, how you doing, Al?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? I'm a psychologist, and I'd like to say a couple things about Casey's extremely disturbing story.
What's your problem? What do you got to say about it?
Yeah, it doesn't your crap.
Who are you?
I'll kick you.
Okay, well, first of all, as probably been said about these boys from Colorado, violence to animals is the #1 predictor of violence to humans.
Right.
And that's a pretty violent story with the using the monkey as bait.
Yeah, he was first grade and then stripping the skin off the monkey?
Very disturbing.
And then
very disturbing stuff.
Really? Seriously?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%. And I mean, just think about it. I mean, when you were in first grade, did you have thoughts anywhere close to as violent as that?
As Jackie said, I didn't even know about drinking. I didn't know about killing monkeys. I would never think about killing a monkey. I would never think about chopping up an Indian and putting him in a vacuum cleaner.
And you got to wonder. I mean, you got to wonder what was going on at home, if there was violence at home, if there was an alcoholic at home.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking.
Was your dad an alcoholic?
No.
Mom?
No.
Oh, you don't want to
My mom's a saint.
Yeah.
Well, he had to know about it from somewhere.
Uncle?
Where'd you learn about drinking in first grade?
I probably watched TV.
This other thing is my mom's a saint. My mom's a saint.
Oh, yeah.
My mom's a saint.
Well, she is.
My mom's a saint. My mom's a saint.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of gay men say.
I would chop her up.
Well, I had a rabbit. I had dogs. I boiled them.
Ate them.
I was kind of... I love animals, man. I would never hurt them. I was vegetarian for a year and a half.
Right.
And then I ate the rabbit.
Yeah, Sean, you're on the air.
I ran out of pets.
Hey, how's it going, Howard?
Hey, dude.
Hey, I got this thing that's really going to prove that it was destined to be that he'd be violent in college. When I was in 3rd grade, I wrote a story, and it's a journal entry talking about one of my co-students, and I was telling everybody about how gorgeous he was and how nice he was to me, and he's beautiful and kept me from getting beat up by the other kids, and, well, now I'm a fag.
Right, you did. Well, there you go.
So there you go.
Good for you. Okay, thank you.
I'll meet you down by the pond.